Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Raila Odinga, who is the ODM party leader, yesterday conducted an extensive tour of Trans Nzoia County. That tour is significant, politically speaking, for several reasons. Number one, Trans Nzoia County is in Rift Valley. How was Raila Odinga going to be received in Trans Nzoia? So that was the first important question. Number two, Trans Nzoia County is predominantly Ford Kenya zone. Raila Odinga fell out with Moses Wetangula. How was Raila Odinga going to be received minus Moses Wetangula in Trans Nzoia? And importantly, Raila Odinga has only one elected member of parliament from Trans Nzoia County. So the question was, who are going to accompany Raila Odinga to Trans Nzoia County? And you could clearly tell from early morning that that trip by Raila Odinga was going to be successful. The residents were actually excited and were eagerly awaiting for Raila Odinga to arrive. And when Raila Odinga arrived, his speech was also telling. He had a message for the people of the region, and he had a message for Kenyans. You could clearly tell the difference between William Ruto's speech and Raila Odinga's speeches. Listening to Raila Odinga's speech very briefly before we proceed.
Una furaha? Nina furaha kurudi tena hapa Sibanga. Hapa Sibanga iko na historia. Hapa ndiko waliweka ile the Sibanga Declaration, sio ya kuunganisha kabila hii na kabila hii wawe kama kitu kimoja, sio? Na hiyo inaingia sana azimio la umoja ya kuunganisha Wakenya wote wawe kama kitu kimoja. Mimi natoa shukrani sana kwenu kwa ile kura ambayo mlinipigia mwaka ile. Mwaka jana na mwaka huu ilikuwa ngumu sana kutembea kwa sababu ya mambo ya COVID, lakini tumekuja. Mimi nimekuja kupiga mbio la mgambo. Mbio la mgambo ikilia kuna jambo. Baba amekuja kupiga mbio la mgambo kusema kumekucha, kumepambauka, amkeni tuende kazi. Harakati ya ukombozi wa tatu wa Kenya imeanza.
So in this video today, I want us to do a critical analysis of that trip by Raila Odinga to Trans Nzoia. Because in my considered opinion, it was a successful trip. And according to Raila Odinga, he has never seen the kind of crowd he witnessed in KITALE. But before we do all those, if you are watching this channel for the first time, I want you to take a second or two, click the subscribe button, so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support. Because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. Now, let us do a critical analysis of that trip by Raila Odinga. The first thing I noted was the presence of Fred Gumo and Noah Wekesa during Raila Odinga's visit to Trans Nzoia. Noah Wekesa played a key role in the formation of Jubilee Party. He also played a key role for Mwai Kibaki during the formation of PNU. Fred Gumo has always been on the side of Raila Odinga. So their presence there was significant. It basically means that Noah Wekesa and Fred Gumo have already identified themselves with Raila Odinga. And being veterans in politics, they already know where the presidency of the Republic of Kenya is headed to in 2022. And that's why they joined Raila Odinga. I've read comments, and some people are asking, why was Raila Odinga accompanied by Gumo and Noah Wekesa based on their age? Raila Odinga doesn't have elected members of parliament apart from Caleb Amisi of Saboti. He has, I think, 1 or 2 MCs elected. And again, that region is not his bedrock. So the fact that these guys saw it fit to join him, in my view, was going to add value to his campaigns. So that's the first thing I noted. The second thing which I also noted was the presence of Wycliffe Ambetsa Paranya, the governor for Kakamega, and also Governor Tolgos. Tolgos, in my view, is going to be Raila Odinga's coordinator for Rift Valley, because he has been standing with Raila Odinga. These 2 governors are serving their second term in office, so there's nothing Tolgos is going to lose. For Oparanya, he is the deputy party leader of ODM party. Remember, Trans Nzoia County is predominantly Kalenjins. I think there's a presence of lawyers and the lawyer subtribes there. So when you see Oparanya, means he was going there to persuade the lawyers. Tolgos went there to persuade the Kalenjins in Trans Nzoia. And of course, Raila Odinga has his own traditional support base from that region. In fact, in Cherangani, the people of that area, that constituency, also turn out in large numbers. So I want to assume that Raila Odinga is going to use Oparanya for his Western Kenya politics and Tolgos for his Rift Valley politics. The third thing which I noted was that the rallies throughout were very, very successful. They were successful without the presence of Moses Wetangula. What can we learn from that? Very simple. It simply means that Raila Odinga has moved on, or is moving on, without Moses Wetangula, or maybe without the NASACO principles. Because in the previous times, what would happen is that Moses Wetangula would have been the guy in charge of Raila Odinga's trip to that region. But this time around, he was not there. The rallies went on successfully. In fact, if you followed Raila Odinga's politics in 2017 and now, there's not much difference from the way Raila Odinga was received today without Wetangula and last time when Wetangula was present. So I want to assume that Raila Odinga has decided is going to start reaching out to the people directly, and maybe he has opted to start consolidating the ODM support base in those regions and then add them to the Jubilee support base in those regions. And moving forward, probably that is his game plan. And the fact that he held a successful rally without these guys, let us wait and see how Raila Odinga's rally, probably in Kakamega or even Vihiga, is going to turn out without Musalia Mudavadi. So I want to assume that the rallies were a success, and Raila Odinga is basically trying to consolidate his stronghold. Number 4, the fourth thing I observed was that probably Raila Odinga is using or used Trans Nzoia strategically to enter into Rift Valley. And I can easily tell something. I could be wrong. There's a county we must monitor very closely. West Pokot of Lonyangapuo. Raila Odinga is moving in Rift Valley very strategically. He's actually splitting Rift Valley into pieces. And his campaigns in Rift Valley is actually well organized in a way that they are divided kind of into regions, or you can talk of tribes. Let's begin. Raila Odinga had Azimio la Umoja in Kajiado. That was for the Mak community, which went on successfully. Then Turkana, Raila Odinga also held, I think he held a meeting in Turkana, yet already supposed to. Turkana will also be managed differently. Then Raila Odinga then decided to go and pick on Transnzoia, another kind of cosmopolitan county. So basically, his entry into Rift Valley is very, very strategic and very targeted, in the hope that if, for example, he goes to Bomet, like he's going to Bomet, even if he succeeds there or not, that's basically William Ruto's support base. So that's something I also observed. And lastly, I observed that Eugene Wamalwa, the Cabinet Secretary for Devolution, who is a close ally of President Uhuru Kenyatta, who is also a gubernatorial candidate in Transnzoia, was missing in action during this particular event. Where was Eugene Wamalwa? Is Eugene Wamalwa with Raila Odinga? And if he's with Raila Odinga, why was he absent? Probably he was out of the country. But if he was out of the country and Raila Odinga was organizing this kind of huge event, you should have expected Eugene Wamalwa to be present, or to have actually prevailed on Raila Odinga to postpone the event in Transnzoia. Where was he? That's a question which probably will get the answer to it in the near future. And lastly, I also observed that Ford Kenya members, led by Chris Wamalwa, boycotted this event but followed it very, very closely. One thing I was doing, I have a few friends in those camps, and the kind of things they were posting before Raila Odinga arrived. In the first place, they started by posting that Raila Odinga was not going to come to that event. That Raila Odinga had opted to go to Nairobi. Had opted to attend the installation of Bishop Anyolo as the Archbishop of Nairobi. Then later on, Raila Odinga was going to arrive late. Raila Odinga's rallies were being disrupted. The police are there just to ensure that he lands safely, or maybe, they started those kinds of propaganda. But ultimately, they did not work. So the fact that Raila Odinga was in Ford Kenya's stronghold, Ford Kenya was actually worried about Raila Odinga's presence. I don't know what you think, but that's my take. Until next time, this is Lee Makwiny. If there's anything you noted during that rally, please let me know. Bye-bye.